Okay, welcome. This is going to be the last day of the CodeJam, I'm pretty sure, because it ends tomorrow. So we're going to see if I can finish the last implementation detail, and then we'll maybe publish tonight, or we'll publish it tomorrow morning. I don't know. But let's you know what, let's double check something real quick. I want to see what our resolution is, or our aspect ratio. It's 1280 by 715. And actually, I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to check. I'm going to run the game on my laptop. I'm going to just download it real quick, run it on my laptop, and make sure the screen looks okay, like the scaling and whatnot. I'm just going to git clone my repository, git clone https github.com/jacobeans/weather.git. And then cd into my weather directory and run love. And oh yeah, that looks great. Oh, it's so cool. I really like it. I think it looks great. Okay. So that looked okay. So we're at 1280 by 715. The last things we want to do, we're going to do a 1280 by 715, new 1280 by 715, and oh, come on, I want my same palettes. Now, here's the thing. We want this glare to be like a lens flare look, almost. Yeah, just like that. So like, it looks like it's a couple of hexagons or a couple of circles, brighter, bigger, and then some rainbow dashes or something. So if we wanted, I want to do, a lens flare for when you're in the valley biome. So what I'm gonna do is just, oh God, I just want to import the what it looks like. So I think it's this one. Maybe not. Shoot. Well, I want to like copy this, put it in the, oh, there we go. Okay. So as far as lens flares go, we want our lens flare to look like a couple of opaque circles. Well, no, a couple of somewhat what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Somewhat somewhat transparent. I really don't know how to animate a lens flare like this. I guess we're trying it though, like... you know, it's almost like it needs more rays or something, like it might need a bigger, oops, a bigger circle of I don't freaking know. It's almost like it needs to be a big soft one. So like if I, how do I, in my selection, feather out my selection? No. But what if we did one of these? So I guess the question is, what does turning the opacity on this down kind of look like? Which the opacity you know, where is the opacity? You know, something like at full blast, I think I want the lens flare to only be something like that. You know, something kind of subtle. So we'll do that. I double clicked it and just did the opacity around 100. So if we save this as a PNG that's as big as our virtual resolution, we should be okay. So here we go. Let's try to implement the picture opacity. We'll try to do that. We're gonna put flare gets love.graphics.newImage, and we're passing in that function a path to our source /pics/flare.png. So now we have it into Lua, or into Love, as a drawable. And then, God, that coffee's good. So here's the next thing. Let's look at our play state. So see how we're passing in this value thunder tween? We basically, we want to make a new tween, not between 0 and 1 though. We want to make a new tween that gets between 0 and 255. 255 being the most opaque for the lens flare. So It would probably be in the player class. We would need this new tween. But the new tween, or it's going to be called like a flare tween, right? So flare tween gets 0 on initialization. And then here we go. See these tween values. So basically we need to do something just like this, where we need to check the biome. We need to check the player's hypotenuse length, and if it's bigger than the biome's hypotenuse length, then we need to assign it 0, and then this part needs to be from 0 to 255. So we'll have to figure that out, but we can really just start adding that. We can say if mountain biome player seed length is greater than, we just do it with all this. We say, hey, self flare tween gets 0 if it's further than the mountain biome. Actually, mountain biome is not where we do the flare tween. The valley biome is. So we're saying if you're further than the valley biome, your flare tween is 0. Otherwise, that means you're in the value, in the you're closer than the biomarker. Then we're going to say flare tween gets, what do we do this? So we need it to be, what number do we put in that gives us 255 if we're actually exactly there, which would be 255 minus the valley biome C as a ratio to our player C to our valley C, just like above. So if our length is equal to this length, it would be full. See, so this is wrong. Let me just see. Let me print up. I think this is the opposite. I think when I'm really far from it, it'll be 255. But when I get close, it'll be 0. Or close to 0. So let me just see. We're going to print out this flare tween on our player object in our play state debugging here. We're just going to say graphics.print. We're going to print a string that says flare tween. Then we're going to say that we're converting our int player tween player dot to a string, concatenating it with this string. And then that's the first argument. Second argument is x and y, which we'll just put it under the weather. The flare tween under the weather text. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's not right. It's not right. It's not right. So we need flare tween gets 0 if the valley biome, if the player's C length of the valley biome See, so I guess... No. Let me just see what happens if I just do this ratio. I'm setting flare tween equal to be a ratio between our player's hypotenuse length over our valley biome's hypotenuse length. So if they're the same, it'll be a positive one. And if it's smaller, well, I don't know, it's hard to say. Okay. So here it goes, you know, from +1 down to 0. But we need it to go from 0 here to 255 over here. Because we need it to be 0 opaque, fully opaque, which still has transparency, but how do we do this? This one gives us 1 when we're close, 1 when we're at the biome marker, and 0 when we're at the biome itself. But if we put this swapped ratio here, will it give us the bigger number at the biome as opposed to the biome marker? We've got infinity, really. So 20 down to 0. Okay. I don't know how to do it, dude. It's like we need to take, I don't fucking know, the difference, the absolute value of the difference compared to the length of, I don't fucking know. What do I do, guys? How do we make this value let me see what this gives us again. This will just be our valley tween. So this should give us 1 when we're at the biome and 0 when we're at 1. Yeah. Okay. So we do basically need exactly this, except everything multiplied by 255. So is it literally as simple as that? We just take whatever that's the wrong one. But we say take your ratio, your flipped ratio, multiply it by 255. So we're looking for 0 down here, and then 255 by the time we get all the way over there. Yeah. Okay. So now that we have this flare tween, now we need to render. Where do we say that? Do we render it in biome? No. We should maybe render it. We render our biomes. Maybe we do just render it in our biome. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set the color to white for our background. This is our flare, our lens flare we're about to draw. So we're gonna say give us a pure white background first. And actually, the transparency is not pure white. The transparency is actually, hold on, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me try the of.graphics.draw, and it takes in a drawable, which we're drawing our flare, which is just called flare. So we're drawing flare, but we're drawing flare at 0 and 0. Now, yeah, okay, so what we need to do is set our opacity here to be our, not our biome, but our player. Here, look, our player's flare tween. So we need to say player dot flare tween. So now if we're closest to the, actually this is fucked up, because this is hard-coded in the biome, which shouldn't be the case, I guess. It should be like play state. I don't know. Render it here in our play state, so we can say player.flare tween, draw flare. Okay. Let's just see if that does what we're hoping it to do. So I'm hoping it fades on. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. That looks amazing. It's like a little lens flare. I mean, is that apparent that it's kind of a lens flare? See, so I want this. That's really cool, guys. That's really cool. I really like that a ton. That's really nice. Okay. So the code's pretty easy. I don't exactly get it, but it's like, you know, we do this ratio of the C length. C length is the hypotenuse leg of a triangle, one of which is from the valley biome location to the valley biome marker, that hypotenuse length. And then the player length is our current player X position in relative to our biome position. And we're only doing this if we're closer than that valley biome C length. And we're saying we're setting a tween value to be a value, a ratio of our hypotenuse length over the valley biome length. So if our length was equal to the C length, it would be a +1 number. So if our triangle was exactly the valley biome's hypotenuse, so that's if we are at the biome marker perfectly, it'll be a +1. And then being at the biome itself would be a 0, but we needed that to be flipped, so we're doing the difference. We're saying 1 minus that, and then then we're doing the same thing where we're doing 1 minus that, except multiplying it by 255. So let's do rain. If here is our lens flare, I'm gonna say we need a new file, and this should be really easy, because I'm just gonna take like a dark blue and a pencil tool, So what's the best way to do this? You know, it's almost like to have one raindrop perfect. Copy it a handful of times. Yeah, just like this. So it's like if it's 1 pixel tall or 1 pixel thick, I want the angle to be fairly same, right? So I would want a bunch of these, right? And this is probably going to be a 2-frame loop, kind of like our bird flapping. I'm just hoping it'll look decent. Like, it depends on how we animate it, right? Like, I feel like we need to do we can't just willy-nilly put random ass lines places because it won't look like it has movement. So we need to kind of shift everything a bit, I feel. God damn. I'm gonna take all this, copy it, and paste, and paste. And paste. Okay, so we've got 1 pixel, 1 frame of rain. Now we're gonna take, this whole thing. We're gonna add a new frame, and we're gonna take this whole thing and move it down just a bit, and then okay. I might need 3 frames, I don't know. I think we need 3 frames. Let's try 1 more frame. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so we've got 3 frames. of rain. Now we need to export these individually. We'll export all frames as PNG. And we will save them as rain123. Let's double check that worked. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So in our, you guys remember where we put it? We put these pictures in our main, and we're gonna need 3 of them for this one. 1, 2, 3, and we are at rain1 and rain2 and rain3, and same with this. rain1.png, rain2.png, rain3.png. Now we've got them all imported into Love. Now we need to do this. Actually, we need to do a couple things. First thing I want to do is just get rain rendering appropriately. I'm going to take a look at what we did for our bird. What did we do for our bird? We said bird swap gets 4. And then we said decrement bird swap. If bird swap's smaller than 0, then inverse your Boolean. Set your bird swap back to 4. So we can't exactly do that same thing. We're gonna, it's like we need to set, it's like we need to swap an image. It's almost like, I want to say like rain image gets, what do I do? What do we do? You know, it's like we need to say something like love.graphics.draw, and then we need to .draw a thing called rain image, which is just our appropriate rain image after the delta time update or whatever, and we draw that at 0 and 0. Now rain image in our update loop gets populated. I guess we just need to set it here. No, I don't know. We're gonna set it to just our rain1, I guess, first. And we're just gonna say, you know, we need a counter. We need a counter called rain timer gets 4. Okay. Then we're gonna say if rain timer, or first thing we need to do is say rain timer gets itself minus delta time. Then if rain timer is smaller than 0, then we need to increment our rain image. Rain image now gets Rain 2. See, what the fuck? It's like we need this to be 8. We subtract it by delta time. If it's smaller than 4, then we're rain 2. Else if rain timer, or you know, we need to say, god damn it, what do we do? If it's, I don't know. So it's going to be subtracting from 8, and then it's going to be rain 1 for, it's like this needs to be a multiple of 3, because we need, if there's 9 frames, 3 frames of it are rain 1, then it gets smaller than 6, then it becomes rain 2. Then if it's smaller than 3, then it becomes rain 1, right? And then it's almost like this needs to be, the first one needs to be the smallest. If self dot, no, if just rain timer is smaller than 0, then that's when we reset our rain timer. And then if rain timer is smaller than 6, give it 2. Then if it's smaller than 3, give it rain 1. And then render rain image at 0, 0. So this, I'm hoping, will render falling rain full opacity, shifting every 3 frames or so. Or, I don't know. I'm hoping it'll just render rain. Okay. It's, oh. It actually kind of started to move. I guess maybe print rain timer. And we're gonna say of graphics, print rain timer. And we're gonna print rain timer. Let's see. It almost works. It just doesn't get reset ever. So we're saying, you know, we start off as rain timer 9. We count it down. If it's smaller than 0, get it set back to 9. If it's smaller than 3, set it to, I don't know, rain 1. And then if it's smaller than 6, no, see, we need like, if it's 9, how do we do this? So, let me just write this down. It's like, for the countdown, it goes 9, 6, 3, 0. So it needs to be 1, 2, 3, reset to 9. Or frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, then reset. So it needs to be like, if it's smaller, if rain timer is smaller than 0, we need to reset our rain timer. But if rain timer is smaller than 6, if it's smaller than 3, set it to frame 3. And then if it's, what do we do for that? Is this the right order of operations? We need to check if it's smaller than 0 first. if it's smaller than 0, reset it. Then we need to say, hey, is rain timer bigger than 3? And rain timer smaller than 6? If so, rain 2. And then otherwise, rain 3. And we set it rain 1. We give rain image rain 1 from the reset. And then, okay, let's try that. Let's see if that triggers our rain to animate. 29. Let's see. Okay. Nice. Okay, that's wrong. And it's moving up now. Okay, so we need to say rain image is 1. If rain timer is smaller than 0, rain timer 9, set rain to 1. Then if it's, I don't know, let's try to switch those and see. And then I think this actually needs to be like rain timer 3. And then we need to say if it's smaller than, God damn it, how do we do this? If rain timer is, if rain timer is 2, no, if rain timer is smaller, no, if rain timer is bigger than 2, meaning it's 3 or higher than 2, then do that, set it to rain 2. Else if rain timer greater than 1, then set it to rain 3. Then if it's, because this one, god damn it, if it goes 3, 2, 1, it'll be 3 rain timers not smaller than this. It's here, so it'd set it to 2. God, it's so hard to visualize this. Let me just see if that cycles it faster. Doesn't seem consistent, does it? We need something better, man. We need better than this. What do? Yeah, we say, rain timer gets 3. Now every frame, we're gonna switch it every frame. So we're gonna say, we start off with rain image getting rain 1, frame 1. Actually, yeah, no, that's okay. So we're gonna say if rain timer is equal to 3, then see, but it's not ever going to be exactly 3. Okay, what do I do? We're going to say rain timer gets itself minus dt. Actually, maybe itself minus 1. So it would change by a number of 1 every second. And then I just need to do something that says like, if rain timer is smaller than 0. Actually, so if it needs, it's like, since it gets down to 0, we need to say if it's smaller than 1, reset it back to 3. Right, if it gets smaller than 1, we need to update it back to 3. But yeah, I guess we need to say if rain timer is greater than 2 and rain timer is smaller than 3, I guess, or equal to. Then rain timer, no, rain image needs to be getting rain 2, no, rain 1. So 3 to 2 is frame 1, 2 to 1, no, fuck. If it's smaller than 0, then we reset to 3. 3 to 2, bigger than 2, smaller than or equal to 3. Then we're in frame 1. Then we're going to say if rain timer is bigger than 1 and it's smaller than or equal to 2, then we are on image 2, right? And then I guess else if rain timer smaller than 1, then smaller than or equal to 1, then rain image is actually the third rain. And then we reset as soon as it becomes smaller than 0, we reset our rain timer to 3. This kind of needs to be in its own loop, I'm pretty sure. Then we say if it's smaller than, or if it's greater than 2 and smaller than or equal to 3, it's frame 1. Okay. Let's see if this animates our rain really fast. That's like too fast, but I appreciate it. This should slow it down by a factor of 2, right? That's not bad. That's not bad. Not what I wanted, homie. That's not bad. That's it. I like that a lot. So what we are going to do now that we've got this going, now instead of rendering rain image, we have to set our color to a tween that is our rain tween. So what that means is in our player class, we need to assign our forest biome. Is our forest biome? If forest biome, then we need to say set our, well, we need to give ourselves a field called rain tween. Give it 0. Then we say self rain tween is 0 when thunder tween is 0. And then we need to say if we're closer than the sea length, then we're going to say that our rain tween is going to get this same code above as the thunder tween, except multiplied by 255. And then in our play state here, yeah, we bring a rain tween as the opacity, as the transparency layer. Yeah. Let's see. Dude. You know, I think this needs to be kind of cut in half. I think the rain tween needs to be kind of cut in half, because I don't want it coming on so strong. So instead of multiplying by 255, we can multiply by 200 or 180 or whatever. Let's see what 180 gets us. So like at closest, it's only given us a little over half transparency or opacity. See, it's still too much, I feel like. Let me see what a lower number looks like. Yeah, too little, but maybe 100's the sweet spot. That's sick. You know, this needs to be like gusts of wind almost, or something. You know, I'm happy with the forest and the flare. You know, that's 2 of 3 features so far. I'll make sure I'm still recording. So what we did for that, for multiple frames, we kind of set, where is it even? We kind of just said, we set a timer, we decrement that timer, and we say, we give it, you know, we have each different frame, 3 different frames, and we assign those frames based on different thresholds of the timer, and then we tweaked the threshold of the timer until it was the right speed. So we can do something similar with the wind. Like if we have little gusts, like a little gust of wind that does like a little circle or something, like a little loop-de-loop in like 5 frames or something. Let's open up a new file, and maybe this needs to be a little thicker than the rain was, and maybe 4 is too thick. Maybe it's just 2. Yeah, and then we need to make it look gusty, right? So it's like, if there's some white, you know, some white, yeah, so if we imagine what we want it to look like, if there's like different length lines. And I just feel like we can loop, keep most of them moving. So like what I want to do is do like a new frame and just say this new frame is no longer going to have this one. That one's going to be a special loop-de-loop, but these two are going to keep moving. These three, rather, are going to keep moving to the left. And then another frame. Move these more to the left. You know, give us now if we look at this, I think we need another, we need another wind thing down here so we can kind of turn into, yeah, something like that. Except this one needs to kind of whip around, and this one needs to whip really around. But closer maybe. It needs one more frame, I think. So here to here to here. Boom, boom, boom. It needs one more frame. And then we'll just scoot everything more. We'll erase this and make it straight, I think, or like a just straight, I guess. Then finish these off. Let's see. We're trying to see if this looks like realistic wind or something. Not realistic, but moving. You know what? I was supposed to add another frame and I didn't. So if it goes from here to there to there, this one's really close. Okay. So we need a line. Yeah, it's almost like we need a new. So we need to duplicate this. Shift all this up to the left a bit, which goes into. I kind of like that actually. Yeah. So that's just 4 frames. That's not too bad. Do, 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 do. It's almost like this needs to be wisped out. Like, this needs to be more like except that way. Not quite. Fuck. Fuck. It's just that from here to there, it needs to actually be more like a that. Except not, man. It needs to move. It needs to go from there to maybe a loop to loop. Then this just needs to be longer. Look at this. Then this one should be it's really close. Just maybe not that. Like that, except this one crooked frame. Yep. Okay. Cool. Okay. I'm going to export these all as wind. Save as PNG. And we're going to do, not in pics, but in our weather, oh no, yeah, weather source pics. So it's going to be wind 1. Okay. So now that we got wind 1, 2, 3, and 4, we're going to, remember where we put it? Main. So, actually, wind 1 gets wind1.jpg, right? Now, we need 4 winds. So there's 2, 3, 4. We go 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now they're imported. Now we need to do the same thing we did with rain, just now with the wind. What am I doing, man? Here. We're gonna say wind timer gets 4, because there's 4 frames. We're gonna say wind image gets our first wind image. Then we're gonna say, you know, wind timer gets itself minus 0.3. I'm just going to do the same for now and see what it looks like. Then we're going to say if our wind timer is smaller than 0, we need to reset our wind timer. So we're going to say wind timer gets 4 at that point. That's in its own block. Then we're going to say, hey, if wind timer is greater than 3 and wind timer is smaller than or equal to 4, then we know our wind image is actually going to get wind 1. That's frame 1. Then we need to say else if, well, it actually needs to be this. It's greater than 2. Yeah, if it's like wind timer greater than 2 and wind timer smaller than or equal to 3, then run wind image 2. Wind image gets wind 2. We need 2 more conditions. We need if it's greater than 1, smaller than or equal to 2, then we're on wind 3. Then the last one, which is else if wind timer is smaller than or equal to 1, then we know that our wind image gets our last wind picture. Okay. And then we need to, do the same thing where we say we're going to be setting our color to a alpha channel that is our wind tween, which we don't have just yet, but okay. So let's go to our player and give us a wind tween. Self.wind tween gets 0. And then we need to say under our mountain tween, a self.wind tween gets 0 here. Otherwise, we need all this good stuff, but it needs to be setting our wind tween to 100 times that in parentheses. And then, does that mean we're good? Dude. This is epic, man. I feel like I can move the wind biome to the right a bit. Yeah, I feel like I want to move the wind biome to the right a bit, like right here. And I want to move the forest to the right a little bit and up a little bit to be like right here. So I'm going to move, what do we do? In our play state, we're gonna say we wanted to move our mountain biome X, Y. Here, let's move it to 480 and see if that's decent. Maybe a little further. Maybe a little further, I don't know. I kind of want it to be right at the edge there now. Where'd it go? That's over 5,000. That's where it went. Perfect. So now I want to start. I feel like the wind is a little too fast, maybe. So maybe we only subtract 0.2 from the wind timer, slow it down just a bit. Or speed it up. Let me see if it looks decent sped up. That's just too much. Yeah, I think there's like a sweet spot, I'm sure. If we start our bird kind of down here, or up here, I kind of want to start the bird. No, I guess it is okay to kind of start the bird up here. Because if the first thing you see is wind, then you kind of... So yeah, maybe the opacity on the wind needs to be a little less, so that we don't see it so much on when we're in the forest biome. So maybe the wind biome here can be 80 instead of 100. And now if we're in the forest, yeah, our wind is not so much there, but maybe a little less. No, a little less than 80, maybe 50. We see what that looks like. And then you know, I think we need to move the cliff biome up just a bit, the mountain biome up just a bit, and its hypotenuse leg up and to the right a bit. I think. I mean, you know, I can decide to do that, so I'm going to do it. So this is just going to be 90, and then move it in a little bit, 60, and then we're going to shift it up by another 50 or so. Yeah, I want it to be a little closer and a little higher again, like, you know, a little, maybe this is, no. Maybe this is 80, this is 300, and this is now up an extra couple. Because I don't want the wind to be going on when we're in the forest too much, you know? So it's like if the wind's only mainly up there, yeah, That's better. Because I didn't want to see wind when we were about this height, so that's perfect. And maybe if we, you know what, if we move that, I feel like we can move this. I feel like this can be up a little more, and I feel like we can tweak our opacity back to 80 and then see where we're at. So that's the brightest it should be. Wind. Nice. This needs more rain sounds, more rain dropping sounds, and then I'll be happy. Yep. Okay, we're so close. We just need our rain sound to have more rain. Here, we need our this thunder here. We need this MP3 to have rain pitter patter. I'm gonna just see if we can't do that real quick. Can I? Oh God. I'm not gonna figure that out. You guys wait here. I'll leave this playing, I guess. I'm gonna do it on my computer real quick and be right back on my desktop. I'm gonna just add rain sound, more pitter patter to the thunder sound, and then I think we'll be good to finalize. So. Okay, everyone, so on my other computer, I just added more rain sounds to the thunder track, and then I EQ'd it to get the mid-range out a bit, so it's more focused on the rain, easier to hear the rain. So I'm gonna take the file I just uploaded. It's called this rain 2. We're gonna download it. Now, right now, our rain sound is called thunder.mp3. So we will go to our get weather thunder mp3. We'll copy it. I'm just gonna make a backup of it here in my documents just in case. And then what we're really trying to do is go to our downloads. And this is now Thunder MP3. Come on. Okay, rain 2. So what we're gonna do is paste it here. We're gonna paste it here. We're gonna delete our Thunder. Then we're gonna rename this Thunder. Now we shouldn't have to change our code, but it should pick it up. So we'll hear if there's more pitter patter on the rain. Yes, much better. Dude, hell yeah. I love this. I love this. Let us. I got a couple things. Biome. We're gonna stop rendering our biome images. And then I wanna stop printing up our debugging on this rain timer. And then under this set color, under the title blue and whatnots, I want to change this to maybe like 150. I just want this to be brighter. I don't want them to go that dark, because I want to maintain the contrast for readability, right? 50, then 150, and let's try that. So let's see if the weather is brighter. The weather text and biomes are now gone. This is sick. This is so cool. That's really great. This is great. I really like this. This is so cool. And the text is looking better too. The Scotty was saying we should put a remember to wear your headphones or like on your audio down here or something, which I thought was a good idea, but I think I might just put that in the game description. Not so much in the game. Okay, dude, we did that 3 implementations today, which is great. We got the lens flare, we got the rain, and we got the wind. Great. So the game jam finishes tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do a commit now, and then we've got 15 hours. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna do a commit now, call it a night, and then come back tomorrow and kind of just look at the code, see if there's anything I can clean up or make more precise before we submit. You know, we can take out any unnecessary things. I'm really happy with it though. I'm like really, really happy with it. So I couldn't be more pleased. Let's do a git, add everything with the commit saying added 3 biome visual effects, and then get B to our origin main branch, and we're good to go. Thanks for watching, guys. Tomorrow I'm gonna see if I want to change anything. You know, there's not too much time, but see if I want to change anything, and then I'll have to tidy up the code or whatever, make my last commit, and then I can upload it to the game jam and actually submit it tomorrow, which will be fun. And then maybe we work on Joust a bit or something after that. So we'll see. But this was super fun, really great experience, and I hope you guys had fun kind of watching it come together. I think the last 2 days have been super, you know, the last 2 days have been most of the game, so it's nice that once you have the framework done, you just add a little bit of art and then it starts to shine, you know? So I think it's great. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.